I think we all know by now that there is a calculated and strategic assault on businesses across the country, most notably the restaurant industries of California and New York. And having lived in both of those places, it's really quite frustrating to see what's happening with some of these establishments. So only a couple days ago, we found out about Cliff House out in San Francisco, which is, I don't know, personal to me because I lived walking distance from this place for many years and even held a little graduation dinner there when I finished college in San Francisco. And this article from Eater says, the Cliff House, the iconic restaurant that's overlooked Ocean Beach since 1863, won't reopen when the pandemic ends. Now that's funny to me because we all know that the pandemic will never end, especially not in California. And there's a couple of other establishments that I want to talk about, and they're kind of funny because all three of these places I want to mention have active GoFundMe accounts, and I think they don't even realize that they've basically been voting for corrupt politicians and their own demise for many years now. So the first is actually in New York. It's called Max Fish. It's one of the first places I went to, one of the first bars I went to when I moved to New York. It's, started in 1989. It's down there on Orchard Street in the Lower East Side. And they've got a handful of nasty political stuff on their Instagram account. BLM graffiti, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Breonna Taylor, a clear endorsement of the Biden-Harris campaign, which I don't think they realize that Joe Biden wants nothing more than to shut down your business and force you to wear a mask and then throw you down some crumbs. A lot of anti-Trump stuff. So it's just kind of perhaps ironic that they are just all in on this orange man bad without realizing that it's actually hurting them, but I guess that's par for the course. Then we've got a place called Missouri Lounge in Berkeley, California, which I used to frequent at my last job before I moved to New York. Again, they have an active GoFundMe account, and I don't know too much about their political leanings. They don't advertise it as much as Max Fish does, but they are located in Berkeley, California, so you could take from that what you will. And then we've got Lucky 13, which is out there on Market Street in San Francisco, right across from the Big Gay Safeway, if you're familiar. They, too, have an active GoFundMe account to help pay their employees. And it's just hilarious because everything at these bars was basically already overpriced, and now they don't want to offer you anything, but they still want your money and don't realize that these crooked, corrupt politicians that they basically back are the cause of all of their problems, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure they're doing some other things wrong that aren't helping as well. And this one really gets me because Lucky 13 is super far left, whatever. And I'm actually really quite offended at a little bit of the graffiti there. There's a sticker that reads, "Kill Kanye." And anybody that knows me personally knows that you don't talk about the GOAT that way. That's completely over the line. So that's pretty much it. I just thought it was kind of funny that these places that I actually used to frequent and I'm really quite familiar with don't seem to realize that they have been basically voting for their own demise, and now they want your money in return for absolutely nothing.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.